How about that? It's better? I know, I'm sorry about that. Sometimes that's why I know because the internet is, sometimes the internet is not the friendliest thing. Okay, so so if you need one, get one. Okay, it helps only for when you need it. Can you hear me okay now? Is it okay now? Okay, sometimes because the internet, my daughter had a new internet service. And they said it's supposed to be fast and sufficient. Duh, it's not. Okay, so according to the package, it said I need 1.5 cup of boiled water. All right, I have boiled water right here. Let me bring it to the back here. I have some here too. This boiled water here too. Oh yeah, why don't I do that? Okay, this is 1.5 cup. So this is 1 cup. Go in and half. Oh, this is pink. It's so cute. Go in. Now I'm gonna stir. It said that I should spend about 2 minutes to stir, and then after that, let me time myself. 5:46. So I don't know why it requires so much time to do the thing. Maybe because the sugars contain and it needs to melt. Okay. And then it smells good. This must be the strawberry. I think so. What is it? I gotta keep stirring. Keep it off my nose. It's strawberry. So the strawberry gonna go like the first layer. I will put it in the fridge. Allow it to sit for a few minutes. I hope it'll form in a few minutes before I lay another color on it. If it doesn't set, it does not set, then it'll like, it's gonna mix. I'm gonna have a rainbow, like a mixture of rainbow. Hi, Bong. Not giving up cooking, just doing something fun, okay? Oh, 1 more minute. I'm getting there. It's pinkish, look at that. And after 2 minutes, I need another, hold on. Same thing, another 1.5 cups. So altogether it would be 3 cups. 1.5 of cold, 1.5 of hot. So it said that it works best when you use hot water first to dilute the sugars, to dilute the solution, the mix. And when it does that, then we add the cold water. So then it's supposed to activate the goodness. I'm not saying chemical because it's chemical. We don't like chemical. Okay, so literally is the scientific chemical in the system here where it's allow the gelatin to form. Yeah. I have not done research where all the gelatin are making from. Okay, I'm not sure how is it. Is the volume okay now? I know. I do apologize. Okay, I think 2 minutes is up. So I have my ice cold water here. I'm gonna do 1.5 cups. I got half. One. Ooh. How long do I supposed to do this? No time limit. So I'm gonna go ahead and start with something small. Okay. It had bubbles, so I'm not sure if I have to minimize the bubble. Sorry about that. Tongue twist. So this will activate by cold, okay? So I think I can play around with it until I fall asleep. If it's not in the cold, I don't think it's gonna activate. Okay, so this here, it measures about 3 cups. So I'm gonna go ahead and lay my first cup in there. I will come back for the second cup in another color. I better be hurry, huh? Last time when I used the Asian gelatin, the agar-agar, it formed so quick. I didn't have a chance to even say hello, good morning to you, and it formed. And when I laid the second layer, it didn't work. It didn't grab. It separated. I don't know how I'm gonna do that. How I'm gonna form all these and allow it to set in the same time. So I'm just 1 tablespoon each of this little. Oops, my bad. Better. So this is like a fun stuff for the kids, but the grandkids are not here, so on behalf of my grandkids. I don't know, one tablespoon is almost like half. So let's see if I can, it maybe it's only need 2. I determined to do 3. So okay, let me put this baby in the fridge for now. That's what it recommended. Let me see if I have all of it. Okay. Let me go ahead and finish this second tray. Remember, these are 3 cups of gelatins. This is American-made gelatins, okay, very popular, and it's so easy to enjoy too. I mean, I love Jello. I can eat a whole bunch by myself. That's why you don't see me eat very much or make very much out of these, because I can get so hook on and then be eating a big bowl by myself. And I like mine with a lot of vegetable. I like banana especially, and peach, and strawberry. But then I didn't have none. I have bananas. I'm gonna do the banana on the cup. Okay. Okay. So let me go put this baby in the fridge and allow it to activate, get hardened before I add another layer. Hopefully it'll work. Last time when I did something similar to that on the agar-agar, it didn't really work. I was disappointed. Oops. Well, my refrigerator is so full, and I hope that it will with this here, I want to do something a little bit different. Okay, I'm gonna go ahead and add some blueberry, frozen blueberry. This is like parfait. If we do this right, it would form, allow me to add a different color to it, like layer over. But it might take a little bit longer than I would with the little one. So I'm gonna do this 1/3 of a cup. How about that? I'm gonna go ahead and shoot. What should I do? Hold on. I think I'll do another cup. So right here, the cup, this big cup here, it should be like a formal setting. like you want to serve your date or to impress something out of somebody. Okay. I hope it's set, and when I come back around, when it's set, I'm going to add banana for the second layer of it. Okay, but if does not come out on time, I'm going to have to show you when it's done. Okay, so I'm going to go ahead and try to put this in the fridge and allow it to format. If it's not format while I'm here, I will show you the pics afterward. Okay, I promise that it's gonna work. If it's not, we're gonna write to the company and complain. We're gonna complain that I did everything as directed and it didn't work. Yeah, let's put this in there now. Okay. So, you know what happened? Because I don't think it's gonna form on times. So, I want to start another color. But if the first color does not harden or form, it will not work. It's gonna be blending, gonna blend, gonna bleed. But if I have it in the fridge long enough that it's gonna form. See, hola to you too. Yes, spaghetti is great. That's a good idea. Let me share with you. Okay. Why I'm doing this? I have time to chat. You know why? Because I'm gonna give the first stroke of gelatin to like have a chance to marinate in the fridge. Let me talk to Cece. Cece, she's one of my special people on YouTube that always follow me and always there to support me, just like a lot of you guys are. Say hello to all of you. So, Cece, spaghetti sounds good. Are you making it or are you having it already? My daughter made the what do you call the thing? The pasta the other day, the Alfredos, creamed Alfredos, just with the mushroom, with the taki's mushroom. It was good. She always make them with shiitake mushrooms or just a lot of spinach. I love spinach. Okay. You must be a great cook, huh? It is. And let me tell you about my experience with making spaghettis. At church, there's a lady who is Italian descent, and I got invited to her home, and she made spaghetti for us. It was simple, but then the way she makes her spaghetti is that she does not she used the beef. So in other words, she cooked the beef until tender in sauce, in tomato sauce, in slow cook, I believe it was, and then she added on to the sauce. So instead of using the meatball, she was having a big piece of steak, one serving of steak like that, okay, cooked in marinated in the sauce, and when she served, she would scoop it from the spaghetti sauce and lay it on the spaghetti. No, I remember how she served it. I don't have the whole recipe, but I have the ideas how to make it. So that I think that's what I'm gonna do next time. I'm gonna get some big chunk of steak, you know, prime rib or something. Slow cook it in the tomato sauce or spaghetti sauce, perhaps homemade spaghetti sauce, and allow it to simmer until the beef are so tender. When it's tender, you just she simmered it in spaghetti sauce. So that was so good. And when she's done, it's scoop big piece of meat onto the pasta. Oh, that was so good. I remember this so vividly. So I'm gonna do that. Yeah. Maybe next week if everything go well, I will do that. Now I have a little distraction. It was a good distraction because my daughter, my daughter, thank you for the rose. Oh, who sent me a rose here? Flowers. Hey. That word, flowers, even you don't send anybody flowers, they get flower by just having you on here. So let's do that next time when we can make a homemade spaghetti sauce with the steak. But it may take a long time to cook the steak though. What I'll do is that I would comprise all the ingredients, maybe cook the beef until it's ready to serve, because to get that beef to get tenderized, unless you have pressure cook or slow cook, that even slow cook would take some time to do that. You have pressure cook, maybe you can do it an hour or two and then done, right? So to get the perfections and that like fall off the bone meat, we'll need to cook a little bit. Oh, where you going? You're gonna have your, I know it sounds good. We didn't get into it. I remember I was like, because spaghetti sauce is easy to figure out. The top part is the meat to get tender and cook in the sauce, and so it's served individually. Each family member get their own piece of steak. Yeah, so we're talking about sirloin steak or something, or prime ribs or neck bone, whatever it is, it's gonna work. Instead of doing just a regular typical meatball, we'll do real steak. I know. I know. I'm eating. Cause so good. I can't have blueberry in front of me because I can be eating the whole bag by myself. My daughter, she had a big frozen bag like this, and my granddaughter and I the other day, she got her finger into it, like she like so enjoying it, and then she got blue in her lip, and like not just in her lip, but like the whole lip here was blue. I call her Smurfette, and she started crying. No, it's not that bad. You know, when you eat something like that, why did you even smear all over your out lip? You know, I eat that too, but I don't have it. But the way you eat it, I don't know why you smear your outer lip. And so she's like, she thought that I was making fun of her. And she's not the only one that does that. My other grandson does the same thing. His hand was all blue, his lip was all blue. I said, "What's wrong with you?" "Nothing, Grandma." I know really well. Don't be telling me that nothing, Grandma. I don't believe such. Well, tell me, I ate blueberries. Oh, from the freezer. You put your little stinky hand in the freezer. Next time, get a bowl, get a cup, scoop it out. Okay, don't go dig your hand in the whole bag, and you don't always wash your hand. You know where your hand go. Your hand went everywhere. So I'm not eating that bag from that bag anymore. And yes, Grandma. So he was like smear all over for a 12-year-old. He's 12-year-old. So like he smears so badly, and you can really tell, you know, just like somebody who commit a serious crime and left the evidence, you know, he's like that. So you can do something, make sure that you cover your trail. Anyway, let me check on the thing. It might not even do anything right now, but let me check anyway, just in case it had a slight chance of forming. Oh man. Nope. It's not doing anything, but it said that it take about 4 hours for it to form. So let me do this, okay? I know that we're gonna be here until tomorrow. And that's going to be annoying because I'm not going to keep you here until tomorrow. Oh, you doing dishes? Yeah, let's do that. Let me put it together. The reason, so let me finish what I was saying. Maybe I can add another layer, but it's not formed yet, so it's just gonna, the second layer will just go right through. It will bleed and blend. It won't have that effect of the stackle look. You know, I want it like individual layer. But to do that, I have to let the first layer to set down first, or settle first, in order to create that perfect layer by layer. Okay, so the idea is that you see how simple that is. Even a little kid can do it. My grandkids love it. They know how much the water would take to make gelatins, and what kind of fruit she would love to have in her gelatin. So the idea is that if you want to create something fancy, you have to have patience for it. First, you have to create the first bottom, what color you like. You like pink, do pink. You want blue, do blue, whatever. Because when you turn over the mold, it's the top of the mold. It will be like with the presentations of the gelatin. So it recommends 4 hours. That's just because it's going to be in the thick container, like this. Okay, it may not take 4 hours. It might take an hour, but it's just an idea that just in case that we have to depart before the gelatin is set, the first layer, and I will do another mix packages, and I have green and blue. What go well with pink? Probably green. So I'll do the second layer with green. Okay, so it's very basic. Follow the instruction. Like I said, the instruction better work. If it's not working, I'm gonna write to the company, because I do that all the time. Like I follow the instruction and things still come up not right. You know, I said, how could you do faulty on your recipe? Or are you afraid to share your secret grandma and grandpa recipe or something? The idea is that you give it up and let the people enjoy. So I know that it's gonna work, but just take some time. I deal with gelatin before. I deal with the Gaga gelatin, the Asian kind of gelatin. That one quick. As soon as you get it out of the stove, it hardened. So when I did the little cupping, you know, it's already hardened on the way. So by the time I'm done with all the cupping, it formed. So but this right here, it's a little tricky because it's American made. I don't know. I have this all the time. It's just that I don't have to show to you guys. So just read the instruction on the package and get the gelatin of your choice. And there's varieties of colors. There's blueberries, and there's some watermelons. Watermelon should be red, right? And green with the kiwi. So then just lay it on the top of each other. Make sure that the first layer of the gelatin form. Okay, and follow the instruction. If it's at 4 hours, it will be 4 hours. So I know don't like to sit here, but before that, let me start the hot water and make sure I have hot water when I'm ready to mix it. You know what? My apology. It's not gonna work. You know, it will take time to form. Okay. So what I can do with you is that we can come back another time, or I can send you guys the finished touch of it. Okay. I always do like do a tray of my finished cooking with a dessert or food. I always have this beautiful thumbnails or short videos that I share with, you know, because like I said, I can mix another layer, but if the bottom layer is not set, it can just breathe through. It's going to be like a mixture, like a salad bowl. It's going to mix all that. Okay, but if you like, I can sit here and tell you a story while we're waiting for that thing to set, and then you'll say, same old story, man, so boring, so dramatic. Now, you know, if you live to be as beautiful, as old as I am, of course you're gonna have like a long story, okay? I mean, one chapter after another. Because for the firstborn, she was like, dear diary or dear stories, I just pop out the womb today, and I just love to eat and love to eat and sleep and the little thing in between. So that was her first chapter, the intro, where she just coming on to the. Once you live to be our age, we comprise so many chapters of our life, the life that we have to go through to go where we are at. Some of us are doing extremely good, some of us doing okay, some of us still struggle, some of us don't even know where to be, where to go, or about. So oh my goodness, where's the heart? I'm sending myself heart. I'm sending you guys heart too, because come on, I know you guys can do it, can give me a whole bunch of heart. Okay, Cece, how are you doing? So late over there, you are cooking and ready for bed, huh? You're ready just to tuck in and sleep off, huh? East Coast, well, you mid coast. My children's are in East Coast, so they right now 6, 7, 8. Yeah, they're about 9 o'clock Eastern time. What stink? I thought you're making spaghetti today. It's supposed to smell aroma and yeah, it's about 8:30 there. So you're about an hour behind East East Coast. We are 3 hours behind you. That's why when I came on about well, last night I came on a little bit later because I didn't get a chance to go on daytime, because I have been appointed to be the nanny of this beautiful child. So cute. You know, I have been around little one a lot. And my newest granddaughter, she's only 16 months. She started walking. She loves eating. Every time she eats something, you can tell that she have trail of it. She's like, she loves food, so she, with 2 hands, she's shuffled it in, and after she's done, she's coated with all kind of food colors and rice sticking on her hair, real cute. So this little darling here, she's turned 6 months today. She had a 6-month birthday. Real cute. So chubby. You know how the little kids that are chubby kid, she had like blockage of a little, what do you call it, crevice. So she had like big one here, 1, 2, 3, 4, so cute, so adorable. I'm like, my goodness, fall in love with the babies. And like I'm always saying, that I love newborn up until they start walking. When they started walking, I'm like, okay, give me increase here, because I'm not gonna go spend time running after the kid. Well, send back to mama. So I love children. Many of you know that I have 6 of myself, 6 natural, no epidural. Just like my mom popped me up in a rice field. Same thing, I popped them up at the hospital, but then it was very effortless, because they said the Asian woman had taken a lot of pain. It's true, when I'm laying there with the pain and the pressures and the contraction, I'm trying to focus and calmly concentrating on my pain, right? Like with the breathing technique and take my Lamaze class and everything. You're supposed to learn the correct way of, do the arithmetic breathing when the contraction come, when your birth canal is like engaging and expanding and pulling and the contracting, and the pain was severely. I hear all kind of women scream like, ah! I said, well, you should have thought about that, right? I always run through my mind, me too, I had thought about that. So no, not fair. We live by the rule of God. God wants you to bring about the children of God here on earth. So we have to partake of the rule of salvation, where as the mother we not only blessed with the beauty, with the kind nurtures, and we also have to do the bearings and all that. Some people said that giving birth is nothing but pushing the overdue poops or the stuck poop, the stuck feces, So I argue about that. I said, really? If it's that easy? I nanny at my own house. It's easier, if I have my own house, I don't worry about going to people's refrigerators or do business in anybody's house. I'm comfortable. So the fee it's good fees. I don't charge them arm and leg, so they should be able to accommodate with dropping off and picking up. Now I would love to go to someone's house, but I'm not comfortable if they're gonna do camera left and right, because I trust they should trust me enough to, if they do business with me first, that the trust has to establish. And I took good care of the children. I do child care before, when I have my own kids that I can't work outside the house, and I do child care. I went to apply for the license and I do child care. Now I don't have the license because I only take care of one child. So if I want to do like a whole bunch of kids, then I will have to do the care licensing. But this little girl right here, let me finish saying what I said earlier. So about the child bearing, about the birth. Okay, men usually insult women. It's nothing but stuck poop. I said, okay, let's try this again. Okay, sit down. Let me educate you about women that have to deal with the pain during a childbirth. See, you can agree with me because you told me you have a child. So you only do one time. I did it 6 times. So I'll go back to the nanny. I'll tell you why. So sit down. Okay. All right. Stretch your lip, your lower lip. What are you trying to do? I'm trying to demonstrate to you that if you have not experienced the seriousness of childbirth pain, let's pull your lower lip and pull it over your head. It's not possible, Vanna. But woman birth canal is possible. Okay, it used to be like that big, and then now it'll have to be that big for enough for the baby head to go through. So why don't you do me a favor? You sit down nicely. Let me try to pull your lip and split it over your head. I said, no. Okay, then you need to shut up. Because if you don't know what childbirth pain is like, then do not insult us. And why did they keep having babies? Why do you keep demanding for a boy, for a girl, for a twin, for a triplet, for? If you're just happy with adopting, you'll be good. But say, no, to keep us married together forever and ever, so we have to have kids to bind us. That's not true. Never believe that the children will keep the parent together. You know why? Because it happened to me too. First, he went. I'm still upset about it, okay? But I'm trying to like let go of the past. But I'll say it anyway. Why? Because the Asian men, they full of egoistic. What's the term? Funny. Yeah, so anybody ever gonna tackle with me about the pain of childbearing, I will demonstrate to them. Let me pull your lower lip over your head. And if I can stretch that far and you be screaming and ask for epidurals, then I will kick you in the behind. Because do not make fun of woman tolerance and her endurance to give the child. Some women have like 10-pound of baby. How did you even have a 10-pound of baby? Push out of your system. I barely have 5 pounds, 6 pounds. I'm like, I was about to scream. I did something bad on my first baby. She was early, she's only 5 pounds, but then I didn't know how to deal with the pain. I was under a lot of stress. So I keep changing story, huh? Well, I'm still with the childbirth. So I started having early premature labor. So I was working, and one day I felt a lot of pain because my first experience, I didn't know what the child labors anything feel like. So I thought it was like gassy feelings and bloating feelings. So egotistic. Thank you. There you go. I know my English is so bad. I gotta go back to get my bachelor. I got my AA. That's it. I'm done with Associate of Art. Now I can paint. I can BS about AA about BS. So imagine if I have doctorate degree, I'll be sitting here talking 24/7, and you'll be tired of me also. So, but anyway, so I was sitting in my office. This is like my first job. Not my first job. That's my first job working in a restaurant. When I was in high school. My second job working at the insurance agency. So I know how to do quote and sell insurance and all that. Yeah, the insurance salesman, in the office. So he trained me how to do all that and answer the phone, do the quote, make the report, do the accident report and all the yada yada yada. And then he's always like somewhere, and so I can do all that too. So so I was sitting there. I'm like, and then my co-worker across the table said, "Are you okay, Ron?" I said, "I'm not sure. I have such a severe pain on my abdominals." She said, "You do what?" "I have pain on my abdominals." "You know that you're pregnant, right?" I said, "I know, but the baby's not due until a couple more months, at least 3 more months." I said, "Well, sounds like you may go into labor." I said, So I'm still sitting there. It's like, no, maybe something I ate the night before, right? So like hours later, I'm like, the pain was intense. So finally, I have to be admitted. And because the baby too little, she's only about 4 pounds something, and her lungs not mature. They did all that testing, like run everything down, and so I have to be on the confinement, on the bed rest, meaning that I cannot go do business in the bathroom. Everything is on bed. That's so embarrassing, like, bedpan and those, all the catheter going through. Well, like, I want to go home. I'm like, I'm not going to stay. But the doctor said, "Miss Inn," so this is before all that, your baby is still very small, and her chance of survival is half and half, but then if you stay here in a hospital a little longer to allow the baby to grow inside of you instead of in the incubators and all that neo care. So if you be nice and thank you, that's a nice compliment. If you be nice and follow our instructions and complete bed rest, home, you're going to come back and have this child, because you cannot walk around, because if you walk around, you induce the birth, the labor. So they give me the medication, the shot to stop the labor, and complete bed rest. You know how complete bed rest, like you lay in the bed like you ready to kick the bucket, I mean, like, not still. I'm like, day by day, like, it's so long, it take too long. So I'm like, I'm looking at the clock, like the hours going so slow. If the minute go tick, tick, why do you go tick, 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 and make it, they go by fast. So I was in the hospital 2 weeks. After 2 weeks, I said, that is it. I'm gonna go home. So by then, the baby is about 5 pounds. So decided that because I asked them, like, I needed to go home. I can't stay in hospital anymore. So let me go home with the medications. And so I went home in the morning, by midnight, I was back in the delivery room. So the doctor looked at me and shake their head like, you should listen to us. So my firstborn was at 5 pounds, only 5 pounds. And then I was in, well, the water was already broken, the water bag broke, so she was ready to come. So went through the birthing rooms, and the doctor looking at me, and he was like, I told you. And so I was so mean to the doctor, you know. I said, will you shut up? You know, just shut up, because I didn't know how to deal with that intense pain, you know, that like the last hours of the intense pains is like when the canal have to open to 10 centimeters or something like that, you know. So he was like patronizing me and telling me that I should stay in the hospital and this wouldn't happen. So I'm about to kick him with my good foot and got him in the mouth, you know. I said, shut up, you know. I'm like, so I said, I'm never gonna come back. I said, you will. So a year later, 18 months later, I came back and the same doctor said, see, I told you you'll be back. He said, shut up. So the second time I was nicer to him. I apologized, but you know, I mean, so sometimes when we so bombarding with our pain, we forgotten to be nice. We just out of etiquette. We just out of humanity, because we are so focusing on our own comforts and we forgot to be polite. So yeah, so damaged kids, hello. I was telling, I'm waiting for my gelatin to form. It said that at a certain time, but if it doesn't work today, I can always fill it up an hour later. So that was my first experience with my childbirth. And then I have 6 of them, and then by the time I have 2 that are premature that have to be in the incubators, 5 pounders, and I have 6 pounder. That was the biggest baby, was like a little bit over 6 pounds, like 6 pounds 3 or 4 ounces. So, and then I learned about women who give birth to a child that's like 10 pounds. I'm like, whoosh. Natural birth. I'm like, oh my goodness. So don't be standing near a woman who give birth to 10-pound baby, because she's gonna crush your bones, you know. Yeah, because only 6 pounds, I'm about to put the doctor out of business. So I learned to be nicer after the first one. I can't blame anybody. I can't be screaming, because you know, I learned to take Lamar's class. The Lamar's class, I don't know if they have it now. They help you, they teach you how to control the, not the pain, to distract the pain by concentrating on the breathing, just like you're doing serious exercise. You know, you use the breathing to give you that, I don't know, what's the term? It helps distracting, you know. The pain is still there, it's just that when you breathe, that process that correlate with your, you breathe in and out and correlate with the rhythmic of the, what do you call it, the contraction, because the contraction does not last a long time, but like toward the last, before the child come, it lasts a little bit. It lasts like a minute or so, like that minute of that pain. And I'm like, let me go for a walk, let me go jump in the cold shower or something. And I'm like your mind was blocked. And I'm like, nothing sounds good, nothing looks good. You look at your spouse, I'm like, I'm gonna kick this, you know, this guy, you know, he caused this affliction, and then he wanted a baby boy. So that was like, with my cultures, it was like, I love my own cultures, but the men behave so badly because they adore boy, perfect boy. They want the boy to be like the firstborn, to be the next born. They want boys. And did they thought about having a mommy, you know? Because of course, men don't give birth to boys or girls. It determines the, you know, the color and the skin and the hair and all that. But other than that, you need a woman to produce all that, you know, the reproduction with the men and female meet in between. So, but my disappointment with the, don't get me bad, okay? I love men in my cultures. It's just that I never gonna get with another Asian man who want babies, because I don't get no more baby. I'm done with baby. I'm way at the age where I don't have to worry about anybody babies anymore. So it would take a miracle for that to happen. I'm just happy with what the babies I already have. They're all adult now. There's no way I'm gonna go back and even is blessed by heaven to have another child. I'll be, no, thank you. I'm done. I did my job. I did my celestial kingdom job already. It's up to whoever. If they still want a baby, go get one somewhere. I'm okay with that. I'm not gonna sit here feeling sorry because I can't give anybody baby. I'm happy with my babies. They're all grown now. I'm a grandma. So let's go back to the nanny. Yes, Cece. So, you know, my daughter, she's loved by many clients of hers. My daughter, she does the lash extension. She's lash extension technician. She does hair too. She does the facial and all that. But I have my own lashes. I only do mascara because I'm allergic to all the product. I can't do no anymore because I'm allergic to all that chemical. So my hand will break into like an itching, like a horrible dermatitis. So after I stopped using that and I went get expensive treatment for it, so it was done. So never again. Oh, your son was 9 pounds. Oh, natural birth, Cece. Oh, that's like almost double my kid. Oh yeah. Did that help? So you have cesarean. My daughter had 3 cesarean. First was for the twin, and then she wanted a son, so she got lucky with a son for the second time. So another C-sections, and then with epidurals. Oh yeah, epidural help, but then the process of doing the epidural, you know, where you have to cross over your baby and back here on your spinal cord, and that was more painful. I heard people say that epidurals is more painful than having a child, so because they have to insert the needle into your spinal cord. That was painful, but then the numbness kicked in. Yeah, no, I didn't have epidurals because I thought that I can tough it out, because when I had my baby, I thought about my mom who also gave birth to 6 children as I am, but mom never gotten her children to be born in the hospital. It was always by natural delivery. In fact, I was born in a farmhouse. It was during harvest season, and my dad needed to harvest the rice before the wildfire consumed the field. So my mom and dad would always be in the farm to harvest the rice. If it's not, so when the wildfire comes, that's it. It consumed the whole crops. It'll be like a great loss. So my dad had to hire people from the village, and my mom still working side by side. And then she started having construction like early in the morning, and so she went back to the farmhouse. She lay in the rooms, and my dad have to ascend to the village to get my grandmother, who's the midwife, because we were out in the seclusion away from the city. There are hospitals in Battambang City, but then we were about half a day driving to the hospitals, so it was not feasible. But then the people in the village know we have to go to the hospital to have kids. They do natural birth. When they said do natural birth, they do natural birthing process where women give birth at home with grandma, with auntie, with mom to help deliver the baby. There was no anesthesia, and there was no stitching, no trimming, cutting, anything like that. It's just like natural birth, let through that natural birth where women help with the breeding and delivering a child. So it was like that. So my dad went to the village, and the village was quite distant from the farmhouse. So my dad went for a few hours, and by the time he's back, my mom already delivered me. You did a good job, girl, with the 9 pound in love. Oh, almost 10 pounds. Ooh. Do you know that some kid are born with teeth already? They've been in the womb on that process, and this somebody I know, she gave birth to a 12-pound baby, and had to live through the cesarean. Imagine imagine the 12-pound baby. The baby that I'm taking care of, she's 18 pounds. She's like, she's beautiful, but ooh, she's big. Imagine 12-pound baby, like you're holding a big, you know, I mean, a gallon of milk or so, you know, but I don't know. Yeah. Epidural does work. People told me that, you know, it's just the fact that to get the epidural in is like a challenge because it's a lot of pain, you know. The baby was born with teeth, not me. I'm just a small, probably 6 pounds because my mom didn't have scale to weight me, but she said that I was very small. But the Cambodian kids are not big because this is what the Khmer women have been taught in through their grandmother. Their mother said that do not feed the child in the womb. If you don't want to have a big baby, don't feed the child in the womb. Just feed enough for him to sustain the life. Okay, so then you can feed the baby once the baby is out. So, but Americans said, no, you don't have to have proper nutritional to feed the baby. You have to eat for 2. You have to do vitamins and all that. And then, and so that the baby brain would develop. But in Cambodia, they said that, no, do not feed the fetus. Because if you have big baby, you're gonna not survive delivering the big babies because there's no doctor. Remember, okay, we relying on midwife and experienced grandma and great aunt who know how to deliver the baby and keep the baby alive. So I was born in a farmhouse. My mom pushed me out. I was dry because it's in winter. In January it was cold. During the harvesting season, it's cold. So my mom wrapped me in her sarong, and the cord still attached. And when my grandma comes, she like exclaim with joy but with dismay because then my mom was giving birth alone, you know. She went over in huddles and she cut the cord for me and cleaned me up and handed it to my mom, and my brother and I only about 18 months apart, so he's still nursed on my mom at the same time. So I bonded with my brother up until he did something crazy, so I tell him that I take a long break from him. So some kids do, you know that, and some kids they said that. I don't know whether it was mistaken in keeping the records of the timeline. But some people said that yeah, they give birth to a child that already have teeth. You know, I would be like, you know, but I know we have one that have teeth. All my kids didn't develop teething until they were like 8. We'll start about 6 months ish, you know, but then the teeth don't appear until like the 10th month. By 12 months, she had a few front up. Normally, it's the bottom teeth that appear first, and followed by the front teeth. So. Yeah, some said that the baby was born with teeth already. I'm like, the babies don't not wait for much, huh? I wonder how quick he developed in his milestone. By the time he's 3, he'd be 18. By the time he's 18, he's 36 or something. You know, it was like he just wanted to get out and live his life. Yeah, so oh, you do too, huh? Yeah, I know I had to do C-section. Oh. How long ago? Your baby probably is an adult now, huh? Damaged kids. I know my baby's, my last baby, she's 23. She's turned 23 last month, and my oldest will be 39 this oncoming month. He said, Mom, I'm getting old. Yeah. What? Yeah. How do I feel? If you think you're getting old, then what am I? I'm getting young or something. He said, well, you don't have to worry. Look at you. You know, you live over the half of centuries, and I'm not worried. I'm not worried because, you know, you shouldn't have to worry about aging or anything like that. Just enjoy, even in the midst of adversity. You know, because I told them that I've been there and done that. The little thing that occur in our life, it's not enough to to put us out of business. So I just learned to enjoy it. I mean, I don't make, like I said, I may not have all the money in the world, but I have seen people who have too much money and can stay alive. So that's always been my principle, that if people have too much money and can't stay alive, and so money is not everything. Money will buy certain necessity, will give you a place to live, something to drive on, some nice clothes and some beautiful jewelry, trips and vacations, and pay for the mortgage, will pay for the lien holders, will pay for education, will pay for child care, will pay for medical care. Other than that, a lot of famous and rich people, they didn't stay alive too long. So that was sad. So that's why I endorse my life. I will stay as long as God allowed me to be. And even if I don't have a lot of money, I'm going to be happy. I'm going to try to be nice and kind about it. Don't try to blame anybody for anything, because why? Figure it out as an adult. Oh, she must be beautiful like you, because you are a beautiful lady. Oh, you did, huh? When I had my daughter, I was 40. I was 48, and having, that I developed late, so I wasn't done. I wasn't done having my female reproductive system not taken away, expired. Used to be expired. It was about 55. Okay, so I developed late, and by 17 I haven't even, because I was living in a camp, there was not enough nutritional food for me to develop. So when I came to America, I was 18, close to being 18. So when I started eating good food when I'm here, then I developed, and I was, I stunt grow, because when you grow in a country where there's not enough food or not enough nutrition, you stunt grow. You seem to stay short. Yeah, so yeah, I know, right? I was gonna say that having a baby when you're over 30 years old, they consider that high risk for birth defect. So imagine I was 48 when I had my last child. So I got sent to all kinds of specialists. So that one place that I never forgotten is that I have to see the specialist where they insert these large needles, pass through the skin, and pass through the amnion sac and withdraw the amniotes, to have the testing done to determine whether my daughter was born with birth defect or generic whatever defect or disorder. So that was painful. The needle was big, go through your stomach, going through the amnion sac, and move the baby around and withdraw a whole bunch of fluid to take it to the lab to determine. So if you're one of those late beginner, if you have baby after around 30 or after 30, the gynecology, what we call GYN, is never take it lightly. They will want to run all kind of tests. It can be painful, but just determined to give you ahead of the game, to find out if the child will be born healthy. If it's not, then if it's like severe birth defect, then the social worker will work with you and to determine and help you deal with if the baby come out in different forms, and would you be okay, and what kind of support you would need, so that way you can still keep the baby. A lot of people decided to terminate the fetus. A lot of people say, oh no, the Christian folk who mindfuls of pro-life will do everything to keep even a child who have severe birth defects. and the husband and wife are together and make sure that the kids are taken care of. Yeah. I know, right? A lot of women are like that, you know, a lot of people, a lot of women especially who focusing on building careers and schoolings, and by the time she's done with better herself, she found herself in her late 30. And this is where the time where women really like reach her goal, her accomplishment, reaching her ultimate life goal. Okay? I know the video is not, sorry about the muffling, but this is where the age of women's that's a mosquito, because my grandkids love leaving the front door open. I do that sometimes too. I have to like slap myself too. I said, the mosquitoes coming in, but I did that myself too. So must be hungry. Anyway, so so if you're gonna plan on having a child, I know that sometimes you want to finish education, you want to build your future, you want to stabilize yourself before you have a child. It's fine if you're well prepared. But I wasn't prepared. I met this guy. I thought I was so in love and so like it's blind. It's so I thought that it was like for time and eternity. So yeah. So let's not go there. Let's talk that I did have kids, and he want a baby boy. I keep having girls. So after I have the third girls, and he said, you know, he speak Vietnamese, so he every time when he called me, do you have a boy or girl? He know that because I have sonogram done and that I'm gonna have a little girl, but then he just want to make sure that I popped out a little boy at a hospital. So then he said, oh, Doma, you know, Doma is mean like a mother dog, or it's a nasty word for a mother dog, you know, like F the mother dog. So it was so disappointing until so each time I lay in the hospital, had my kid, he never there for me. He never took me to the hospital to have my child. Always either my brother or my friend. And then he will call to follow up and said, oh, honey, do we have a boy or a girl? You know, thinking that I'm going to give him a boy. And when I said, no, we have a little girl, he said, Doma. You know, Doma, if you're Vietnamese, you know what that is. And I know that is too. So it was just so disappointing. But then the fourth child, I have a little boy, so he wasn't there neither. He was out drunk somewhere, or he drunk at home and he couldn't get up to drive me to the hospital. So a friend of his had to take me to the hospital, but my son was premature. He was like almost 5 pounds, but not quite 5 pounds. So he had to be in the incubator for a few weeks before he let to go home. So he was happy, he celebrated, and la ba ya ba ya ba ya ya ya. But then that was at the point where I said, okay, party's over. So with 4 kids, 3 girls and a boy, nothing changed. His behavior got worse. It's not about a child that he wants, he wish. It's about he can't control his own behavior. So it was the abusive behavior, it was the affair behavior, it was the belligerent behavior where I cannot tolerate anymore. I said, that's it. I pack my kids and gone. You know, I don't care whether you want a son, go get a son somewhere else. That's it. I'm done. Pack 4 kids. I love. And that's the truth. Now all my kids are grown. And then I remarried, and that cycle repeat. And I left him too. But this one, I sent him to Cambodia. I exiled him to Cambodia. I said, do not come back, because he's a green card holder. Even he want to come back, he can't. So I still spoke to his parents, and yeah, I sent him to Cambodia years ago. He got in trouble. I didn't do nothing to him. He got in trouble with the law, so I helped him. Instead of him being deported by the government, I just tell him, just go to Cambodia. Have a good life. And he didn't have a good life because the karma followed him. So anyway, so don't go there. I don't want to talk about it. Yeah. You know, we, I don't know, damaged kids, you know, people believe that there's a karma in everything, you know, but then I believe that there's a karma also, but as far as I I am concerned. My apology, I'm out of battery on my phone. Anyway, let me bring the tray back. It formed, okay? So it's hard enough for me to do the second layer. We're just gonna do second layer. I think second layer would be good. And so it's already formed. Sorry about that, damage kiss and CC. I forgot that my phone needed to charge. So I'm ready to develop another layer of it formed. It formed. So look. Yeah, it's doing good. But thank you for patience. That take me about what, an hour? Oh look, it formed also. Okay, so there we go. The second layer of the fruit, and then our gelatin. Let me get more ice for my cold waters. I think it's cold enough. Let me get some more ice just in case, okay? Okay, let me see. The package here says blueberry, blue and pink. That's interesting. It's a watermelon. Watermelon would be another pink color. So let me do the blue then. It's gonna be a little awkward because it's blue and pink. We'll see how it goes. Okay. But if I do 3 layer, it will take forever. But we'll do 2 layer only. Okay. If I need to do 3 layer, then I'll do without you guys. How about that? Okay. So see, it's simple. It's just that if you only do one layer and you're not connecting the dot, then it'd be easy. You can close your eyes, do this. Believe me. Okay, and let me get my boil water. This is the boiled water, 1 cup. Oh, I need half more. So today is my grandson's birthday. The one that's always bombing my cooking show, Evan. So he's gonna turn into a little man today. Next year he'll be in high school. My own grandson, Brendan, he's already in high school this year. He's freshman in high school. Right, so I'm looking at the clock. They've had 2 minutes to do this. It's so, I mean, it looks simple, but yet it had a little requirement for it to develop. So you can say that it's the most simple things in the menus, but still you have to be precise with the measurements and the times also. Oh no, it wasn't yours. It wasn't your internet. It was me. I had it charged and now. So I know it was. I charged it earlier, but I think when I'm coming on live, it consumed the battery quicker. Or my phone is doing some crazy crap. It just like to do that little thing. So it's a beautiful color. So now I'm have this like not interactive colors. Okay, I have blue and pink. Oh no, blue and red would be like almost the flag, and you just need the white, and then we have the patriotism flag, right? But it smells good. It's supposed to be the color of this blueberry here. Okay, but then the blueberry is kind of reddish or purplish color. Okay, I have 1 more minute. So it's a beautiful blue color. Look, it reminds me of Smurf. Who like to watch Smurf? I do. No, not growing up. No. The kid growing up watching Smurf, and the little Smurf, which is so cute, and Papa Smurf, and there's a shy Smurf, and there was like, it's almost like Snow White story, you know, where you have a happy Smurf, a grumpy Smurf, and all that. All right, I think we're good. Okay, let me eliminate some of the bubble I have in here. Okay. What do you use in your gelatin? I would love mangoes, but then I saw mango, but it didn't look too good. So, but I have a banana that I need to get rid of. But the one that I put in the mold, too small for banana. I could put banana in it, but we'll see how it goes. Okay. Do that. Let me bring out a tray. But you know what? I appreciate all of you for your patience, being right here watching, which is nothing important, just just silly me. Okay, so here we go. The blue color over the pink strawberry. Okay. So see if I have enough room for the third cup. If not, maybe I just fill it up to the top, because I don't have room for the third one. I hope it doesn't melt through. Then I won't have that the stack looking. It'll be bleeding through. So this thing here, I measured about 2.5 tablespoons. Okay. I'm gonna try to look for a bigger one, the one that would have a bigger capacity. But this is bite size though, the kids love it. It's some bubble, I'm not gonna worry about that. Oops. Shoot. You didn't catch me, huh? Hold on. Let me put it back. Oh, man, sorry about that. See what happened? It's distracting. Shoot. Man. Hold on, I gotta do this quick before everything melts. Shoot. Dang it. I'm sorry. I'll tell you what I do. If anybody catch me what I... Okay. Dang it. Oh yeah. There you go. Goodness sake. Don't trust Chef Money, okay? All right, let's start over. That sounds about right. I'm surprised no one catch me doing anything wrong here. I don't know if you even watch me. I forgot the cold water. This is 3 cups altogether. 1.5 the hot water and 1/2 of the cold water. It have to be icy cold at least, okay, for it to form a little bit quicker. It looks good though. I saw some blue coming out of it. Mm-hmm. Shoot. That was funny, girl. I'm surprised that you guys don't want to pay attention. And I don't know how you watch me doing that without even notice that I'm doing something crazy. Okay, let me get another tray. If I have extra, and I'll do extra. See, it could have been kid project here, grandkid project, but they're not here. But they'll be here when it's done. They'll be smiling, especially my little girl. She loved this thing. She'd be eating till her mom started sending her to bed. And she said, "Can I have another one?" This is fun. This is like fun project for the kids, okay? But it's fun project for me because I like Jello, so I don't have to be kid at heart to enjoy this. Because Jello is so much fun to make, so easy. You don't need me to even show it to you. You do this all your life. I'm like, whatever, girl. Yeah. All right. I still have 2 more cups, remember? But for some reason, I don't look like I have enough. Look like I have more last time. This time, I don't know. But it formed though. If I did something wrong, I did the same direction. But because I'm crazy, so I can't blame on anything. So I might do another layer for these 2 here. It's just for me, okay? So I'm gonna do that on my own time. And when it's done, because I didn't have no blue on that. Look at that. Man, that's messy though. I'm gonna do the red one, the watermelon for that, for this, okay? Oh, but then look, but then it has a nice effect already. Look at that. Yeah. So if you wanted something pretty, so you just keep adding colors, okay? So what I'm gonna do when I'm leaving you is that I'm gonna do the other package and then fill it up. I will probably need a couple more cups because it's a 3 cups of gelatins. Okay, so yeah. It would be nice if you have yellow, you have pink, red, green. If you have a party or you have a gather or you just wanna do fun cooking, this would be perfect. Okay, so this is gonna go into the fridge until it forms for the second layer. Okay, so we won't be here for, but right? Okay, it'll be about an hour and a half. I want to make sure that both layers of the gelatins form really well and that it'll grab each other. That when I flip it over, it does not come apart 2 layers. It should be together like that. It should be binding together like that. What I found with the other gelatin, especially the Asian gelatin, I have not even, I'm not happy with it because when I put them together, the first layer dry too quick. When the second layer come, it just lay over the top of it. It didn't bind. It just like lay like this. And when I open it up, it came apart 2 separate pieces. That's what I don't like. So hopefully these will stay together in a stacko combining. I hope it'll combine. Okay, let me put this back in the fridge. And I'm not gonna make the 3rd package yet because I'm gonna add banana to it when the second stack will come out. I don't remember, did I? put too much into here and they said that. Let me finish what I'm doing. Because I have lesser amount than I have. I think it can't be me mistaken measuring wrong. I do 3 cups altogether. But anyway, I'm not worried. It's already forming. Let me put this back in the fridge. So, for those that like to do a little fancy stuff, you know, to impress your honey or your kids or your party, so this would be the way, okay? Do champagne glass or wine glass and just fill it up. You can do different layer of gelatins, make it look pretty. You can add fruits and things that you like, and that's what I'm supposed to do, is to add my banana to it. Because I like bananas and so if you, well, I'm apple is cool, but peach is cool also, okay? Whatever you like. If you want something colorful like the strawberry, the colorful strawberry or grapes, you're fine, okay? So let's create a little floral design here. Remember the bottom is already hardened. So let's add one more. All right, so you have flower design. So when that little piece, or maybe I should do another layer, okay? Right now, while you're here with me, and let's do that. Let's put this back. Let me finish the other two. This is fun project, okay? But also can be delicious and amazing, because if you have a gathering, and yeah, make sure that you have some whipped cream. Okay. Look at that. I just create the floral design. Oh, you know what else beautiful? Dragon fruits. Because dragon fruits, especially the pink color one, oh, those are amazing. I didn't see any at the American grocery store. Usually I can get it from the Asian grocery store. They have plenty. It's a little bit pricey, but they got them. And I saw at the Filipino market, they have jackfruits. They're a little expensive. They're like a small piece like this, like $17, $18. Okay. Okay, so let me mix the one more package before we depart, and the rest of the leftover I'll do in a different container. Okay, let me get the hot water. Remind me that do not forget. One cup. Half cup. The package. I wish that this will form quickly, let's see what color this is, because it says watermelon. Watermelon can be green. If melon color is green, then they mess it up. Oh, it's green. That's messed up, because the melon's supposed to be pink, right? So that's why you do not even understand what they were talking about. Melon is green. Maybe they're talking about the out layer of melons or green melons. If it's avocado, oh no. If it's the sweet melon, what you call it? The melons. It does look pretty. Damaged case. This is a very fun project. You know, I mean, oh, let me look at the clock, because they said that's supposed to like be precise with the time, location. But I'm a little disappointed. Okay, to me, watermelon would be kind of pinkish, almost like the strawberry, but it's green. So anyway, I can agree if it was kiwi or it's cantaloupe. But it's a melon. It didn't say cantaloupe. It's a melon. But it didn't say green melon. So whatever, huh? Whatever they say, I guess. Because they have a lot of sugar in here, and that's why it requires a certain amount of time to dilute it in the hot water and then to neutralize it with cold water. You know, they're going to be a party treat. If you can do like a little 8-ounce cup or even 6-ounce cup in an individual glass cup, it would be beautiful. Because I didn't come prepared. I have cup too, but then it's not see-through cup. Okay. Let me do the cool water. Yeah, don't let me skip the process, because when I'm talking, that's it. I don't think of anything else. You know why I talk so much? I used to teach health class. I was certified through a satellite program out of Stanford. Went 2 weeks of training to teach health class. Okay, so and because I used to do a lot of public speaking, I used to do a lot of cultural diversity trainings and presentation. So it's sometimes I get caught up in the conversation, because no one is talking to me right now. You be do sending me the comments and I respond, but other than that, I haven't gotten the StreamYard, and you have to pay for StreamYard. This is ridiculous. I mean, oh, it's green. I think it's done. Okay, let me remove the bubble. It's a pretty green. It's like baby-ish green, kind of off green, kind of. I don't know. It's not a melon. You can argue with me all you want, but it's not melons. Okay. I don't know why the company said, "Hey, by the way, did you? What is a melon color to you?" If it's outside of melon, I can argue with you. But how are you gonna make this outside of melon? The melon rind, the melon skin. That's like Yeah. have to lay it carefully because I don't want to disturb the my banana, which is already in like, I already arranged it nicely. Okay, look at that, it's green. I don't know about this. It's pretty, I like it, but I'm still arguing about why green melon. That I don't understand. Okay, so it's pretty though. Look, it's coming. It had fun factors. So we have 3 of this. So we started with blueberry, okay? So we start with blueberry and now top with bananas. I supposed to have green, blue too, but then for some reason, I don't know how I depleted the blue color. I had no idea. Now the green and the blue gonna mix together. Ooh. Let me, because the banana gonna get, it's gonna float. Now this one is not, it's behaving completely. This one is gonna, oh, all right. My floral design is being damaged. A damaged kiss. It's gonna be pretty. It's gonna be fun. If you're gonna have a little party, you know, girl gathering or what have you, this would be perfect. And make sure that you have nice topping. You can top this with beautiful fruits. One is done. I'm gonna finish it tomorrow when it's fully formed. I'm gonna top it with strawberries and something colorful fruits. Okay, let me wake up those 2 because it's way on the bottom, but it's not coming up. Maybe because, oh dingy, I wanted to have like a little full of flower petals. Trying to prevent it my banana from flowing out, but just a bigger capacity here. You see the colors? You can play with this. It's going to be a lot of fun. So that's what I'm going to do. I'm going to get me some strawberry to top this and make it to a beautiful, sophisticated looking gelatin you ever have one. But this one right here, it stayed down very, very good. Maybe I should give it a little, oops, a thinner cut to let it flow up. But this one right here, the bananas stay way down there. Don't know why, but it does. Maybe it's just like, I'm sleeping, do not disturb me. Something like that. So here we go. Girl, you gotta try this, okay? You don't even need me to tell you this because it's so simple. Okay, let me add some more banana for this one because the other one decided to sleep way on the bottom there. So let me, you gotta do it thin for it to flow. If you do it thick, it's too heavy to flow. I think that's what happened. Ooh, it formed nicely, like a flower petal. Let me put the middle petal. Would it be amazing? When it's done, it'll be beautiful parfait and with a little bit of beautiful, colorful vegetables, fruits, and whipped cream. I don't know, I have this much banana. I don't know what I'm going to save it for. we're gonna have to do banana cake, okay, banana bread one day. I love banana bread. I have this recipe that I've been using all my life. It's really, really good. I guess I can eat the rest of banana, huh? It's amazing. Well, I didn't finish the whole banana, but I got one sunk on the bottom. So, because this is thicker than I expected, I'm gonna have this until tomorrow morning. Okay, I'm gonna go ahead and wrap it because it's gonna be in the fridge overnight. So I'm gonna have to plastic over it. Okay. So just a reminder, if you're gonna leave anything overnight, make sure you covered it, because it's gonna do cross-contamination with the meat and other food that we have in the fridge. I saw people who, you know, put the food in the fridge and freezer without cover. Okay. So this film here is very sticky, so it worked wonder. There you go. Okay, so it's gonna be looking like that. Okay, but too bad because I shouldn't have another layer, but then my blue, something went wrong with the blue. But just for the fun factor, okay, if you want to do something like this, you could, you know, you can do like different layer and create the rainbow look. So you have a whole bunch of this glass laid together. I mean, put together. So you just quickly create this beautiful look. Okay, I mean, nothing go wrong. This is gelatin. It does not need anybody to like show you how. The package is very simple. Okay, one package take 1.5 cup of cold water and the same amount of first blend it with, mix it with hot water first, okay, and then the same amount with cold water, and just let it sit. It's at 4 hours to make sure that it really completely formed. It's not watery. It's going to be hard and beautiful texture. That little what do you call it, wiggling sensations. And so it's going to take that. I know that it's not going to take 4 hours because it's just on the bottom is already formed. So it's just a beautiful effect and a beautiful fun thing to do for family and with friends, and especially the little kid. You guys would love this. Okay, so before the evening over, when the grandchildren are home from the soccer skirmish, I think, so they should be here any moment now, and hopefully that the gelatin will be done before the birthday cake is shared. So, but most of all, I appreciate you spending time with me. Yes, a lot of people do that. They don't cover the food and put it in the freezer. I don't feel right about that. You know, I mean, sometimes I double covered it. I would have wax paper, or I have plastic bag and cover with another layer of foil, you know, because freezer burn doesn't make food taste good, and it take away the flavor of freshness, especially if you're gonna do long-term um, froze frozen food. Then you need to really know how to cover the fruit completely and make sure that it's not freezer burn, because freezer burn will damage the flavor of the meat and change the color also. So because I do store a lot of my cooking herbs and spices, so I learned through experience, through years of experience, that to store any kind of herbs and spices and have it freshness after 6 months or so, it take a good amount of covering, you know, and just spend some money on not just freezer bag, you know, just do another layer of parchment papers, or even the paper bag. You know, when I have paper bag from grocery store, I put it nicely. That also be like another layer of protection from food to from our meat or vegetables or anything that in the freezer from freezer burn. So yeah. And that's just from my experience. I don't know how you store your food, but yes, some people are like that. They leave the food uncovered in the fridge and in the freezer, and I don't feel good about that, especially even overnight. You know, overnight I saw people do that all the time. You know, they pull the smoothie out of freezer and uncover. I'm like, okay, if work for you, work for you. So anyway, so all right, let's not dwell on that. But then for me, because we do things differently, each one of us do have way of dealing with food, store food, and we cannot even criticize one another. But I'm just here to share my experience, based on my experience, that how I keep food fresh and in good shape by utilizing good coloring, not just as paper parchment or something stronger, you know, or even aluminum foil. I don't do direct contact with aluminum foil when I wrap my food. I will make sure that I have something inside of aluminum foil before I wrap the meat. Okay, I don't, especially when I wrap the and any kind of food that had salt or had any kind of ingredients already in it, because a little that damage case, that when we wrap food that are marinated with salt, with pepper, with not harsh ingredient, just on ingredients, and you wrap with the tin foil, it will erode the tin foil. The tin foil would just erode into the meat, and it just causes nastiness and even bad for health. You know, now you're consuming the aluminum that's unnecessary. It's not even good for the brain, good for our body. So if you're gonna use aluminum foil, make sure that it's covered with some sort of protection, some sort of bag, some sort of plastic wrap over completely nicely, and then overlay with the parchment paper or parchment paper or aluminum foil. That's what I do. I always make sure I have double cover on my freezer storing food. But I don't know about you, that it's just me doing that, because it's just my way of doing through years of experience. Because like I said, I do store a lot of Asian ingredients that, you know, that we don't have Asian ingredient every season. So when the season comes, I want to grab and store all that for the whole 6 months or 8 months during the sessions of the cold winter, where those herbs and spices cannot produce during those cold season. Then I have to store and do the provisional ready. If I don't do that, then I want to cook something with the Asian ingredients, and I won't be able to cook until the spring come, until the season come, that those herbs and spices will be available. Will be a lot of time that I want to eat something that I can't cook because I don't have those ingredients. So what I did in the past is that since I moved here, that's what I have to do. But in California, I don't have to do as much, because as much as the cold weather does come in winter. But a lot of time, if I do cover and do shelter for my herb and spices, it'll live through the whole winter. But here, I try that. It's not like, I don't know. I already gave up on trying to keep anything alive. Whatever alive now is, that's like the best plant that want to live with me and wanted to have a good life with me. Then they live on, and just like my flowers, my jasmine, my champaka, you see, I put on my on my YouTube and my other social medias. It's just not me. I'm glad, because if I keep something alive and be able to keep those things alive, then I'm cool, right? So anyway, so I keep you here long enough. I appreciate Damaged Kids and Cece being on here and sending me those hearts. I appreciate, and keeping me company here. I don't have a lot of participants on my YouTube. I'm still new on doing the live streaming on both on both social media. I do dual screen here. I do one for TikTok and one for YouTube. You know, if I can do one for Instagram too. I just add another camera and just log on to onto the accounts, and I can do that also. It would be something wonderful, that one show, and you can like forecast for 3-4. I can do Facebook also, and do Instagram, doing TikTok. Now, TikTok has been okay now, but you have to be careful with what we talk on TikTok, because they get butt hurt all the time. So, you know, I have I like to talk bluntly. I have nothing to hide. If I feel certain way about certain thing, and I will say it. And sometimes, you know, it's against the community rule, the community order, not whatever it was. But anyway, well, thank you. I appreciate your being on here. Honestly, then just a Damaged Case. I don't know why I call you Dangerous Case. That should be a new name for you. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. Damaged Case. I didn't mean to alternate your name. Okay. I've been called a lot of names. I've been called Vanna Bananas. I've been called Vanya, Vancy, even Vega. I don't know how people even call me Vega when I'm not even Vegas. Okay, I'm in Vegas, but I'm not Vega. I'm Vanna, you know, with the V, no. But people call me Vega, Vanya, Vancy. The Italian old boss would call me Vanya. Okay, that's okay, cool. Call me Vancy, call me Vanna Bananas. Name it. I've been called a few names. When I was skinnier, they called me chopstick, chicken legs, and all that. I heard all of it. So anyway, I'm not gonna be upset about that. I'm just okay. If it make you smile, if that make you happy, go right ahead. But if I call you something in return and you get mad, then you know, you get a black eyes. Just kidding. TikTok. TikTok. You know, think about TikTok is that they get so sensitive. You know, you can't say nothing without being demeaning. You know, so I'm like, relax. Let people have some, you know, losing attitude. You know, we're not gonna go do anything. You know, I'm too old for that. I stopped fighting. I stopped doing all that defending myself. You know, I'm more wiser now. I'm more, what do you call it? I have more wisdom now. I don't go deal with idiot by fighting, by challenge anymore. I'm just gonna throw them like a trivia questions. If they can't answer it, then okay, stop, shut up. Anyway, so now we're gonna depart. Okay, I've been here long enough. I appreciate that. Tomorrow, I'm gonna come try to be back on here because the baby's still here until Friday. So she's gonna be here all day long, and I don't want to like be doing thing while I'm with her. And though she's a good baby, she slept, she took a long nap, but I don't want to create the gap by doing something else. But I do interpreting too. That I cannot avoid. That's like my regular job. So when I have to interpreting assignments, then I have to take the assignments and do my job. That you know, it's necessary. But but this baby girl, she's cool. She's not grumpy. She's not a hustler. She's really cool. She's studying me. She followed me everywhere. She recognized my voice. She recognized my sin. She loved the smile. She liked to talk to. She liked to be fed. And then, oh, she gave like the biggest gas. It's not ladylike, but you know, if that make her feel better, maybe she's not agree with the formula because she's on formula now, and so she, you know, so today, it was a short day for her. Her mom picked her up around 1 because they have appointment. So the time that she with me from 9 to 1, change 2 diapers, 1 wet diapers, 1. I don't like to keep baby on too long if I feel that she need. If she soil one time, if she pee on one time, I change right away because I know how it feels like to be on dirty diapers, just like us. You know, when we feel it, we women, we know how it's like to have the dirty tampon, dirty woman, you know, sanitary napkin or whatever was pouch. We know how it feels, so I take the compassion on the little baby. And then once you change her, that's it. She's happy. She's not irritating. She's not itching. So they went to bed peacefully. Sometimes when people left those dirty diapers on baby too long, and the baby get annoying, get itching, get uncomfortable, and the baby become irritating, and you say, oh, this baby is so irritating, cry too much. You know, look into the dirty diaper. If the baby diaper is dirty, if the baby diaper is changed, is still grumping, then look into whether the formula, whether she's being burped, if she still need burping, whether she's hot, whether she's cold, whether she's just need hug and love, you know. So it's a lot of element to take care of a little kid, because little kid can only express through crying. If the baby cries, that's annoying, put the baby on the crib and let the baby cry until exhaustion. No, don't do that. Okay, that would be like, to me, it's really mean. People said, I'm tired, I need some time to like, if the babies cry consistently. Some babies are like that. A few of my grandkids are like that too, especially when we're driving long distance, and as soon the baby's in the car seat, that's it. Doesn't matter what you say, what you sing, what music is on, the baby just want to get out of the car seat. And I have a few like that. I'm not going to mention them. Some of them grew out, and it was so irritating because when the baby cries so much, it take the energy, it take the focusing on the road, and you worried about the crying. You just like, you know, worried about being on the road, driving safe, and you can't concentrate on the road, and the baby constantly crying, getting louder and louder. So I have empathy for parents who have grumpy babies. And you know, some baby are grumpy because they're grumpy. You know, maybe there was when mom pregnant with the baby, she wasn't happy, or something happened. Sometimes the experts saying that if a mom pregnant with the baby and she was happy during the pregnancy, and you don't have a happy baby, if you've gone through a certain dramatic experience while you're pregnant, and you constantly have those kind of energy, and when the baby is born, the baby bring the emotion code. They call emotion code. What mom went through, the baby feel it, and the baby will care with her when she's out. So I'm just saying I don't have anything back up, but I took some emotion code, not class, treatment, because my ex needed, because he thought that he needed to unravel his childhood drama, and he spent so many years in treatment, counseling. Finally spent a lot of money on this guy who does the emotion code, and they were doing on me too. They ask you a lot of questions, and you either say yes, no, all that. It go back date to where the generation up, your deity, your ancestor, up to like 4, 5, 6 generation and up, and to really pinpoint on why you are the way you are, because you inherit those emotion code from your ancestors. If your ancestor nice, you'll be nice. Your ancestor a college graduate, professor, that your kid will have the same what do you call it? Same tendency. If you're coming from a family who who are who are mean, who are belligerent, who are not so good, what they said that those are passed down. So don't quote on me again. I'm just going what those people were saying. For me, to me, it's simple. Just be nice to everybody. If the person don't like you, then stay away. If you don't like the person, do not mention the person all the time to give them that energy. Don't think about them. Don't mention them. Don't bring it up. If you don't like a person, if your husband, ex-wife, ex-husband, like constantly be reminding, stop. Don't think about him. Don't think about her. Don't give them the benefit of the doubt. Don't even remind them. Don't go into the dream neither. Just leave them alone. Bypass. Bygone. Let it go. Focus on the person you with. Focus on the current situation. Don't keep going back. I do going back too because mine's funny now. I can put it like in a funny context because it affects me so bad, you know. But I'm still here. But anyway, enough. Damage kiss. Good night, sweetheart. Cece, love your spaghetti. So next time we're gonna do this steak spaghetti together, right? So I'm gonna come up with. I have to come up with this beautiful ingredient on the sauce. Okay, the beautiful things about the spaghetti is that it's not the yes, the pasta play a key role to the delicious pasta too, and of course the sauce, the spaghetti sauce, the pasta sauce play a big role. Will determine whether your spaghetti is like a top of the lines or below of the lines or middle line, behind lines or not. But sometimes you just pop and open a can and it just enjoy. You know, you don't have to go trying to roast the garlic, roast all that, and you know, like who want to do that? I do that sometimes because then it show how the spaghetti sauce really produce, really make that, to make like that perfect blend of the real authentic spaghetti sauce. Okay, not from can, not from bottle, not from factory, you know, from home, from the garden. I don't have garden of tomatoes, but absolutely I can get pounds of tomatoes and just, you know, and make a delicious pasta sauce. Okay. All right, that would be something, not this week though. This week, tomorrow, if I can get back on here, if the baby's, I think she's gonna be gone around 5 or so. So by then I'll see if I still want to cook. If not, I still have the, I still have the crochet, my garum dual. Remember the Cambodian native flowers. I have 4 done so far. I create 2 leaves and it was absolutely gorgeous. I'm trying to finish it all up so that way I can crochet the basket and put a little foam in between and create a beautiful basket. Mama is gonna go home to one of my lucky followers. All this that I make that you see online here, I will end up giving it away to people who support me on my channel, who's been here for me through, you know, all these beautiful messages and comments and making me feel good. Though my channels are small, relatively small compared to a lot of people who are monetizing. I'm looking forward to maybe another year. I'm about halfway with my, I've been informed that my community watch hours is over 3,000. But on the portal, I'm only about 1,700, so I have about, they require 4,000. So they're still working on the numbers, so I have to be on here consistently, though I don't have a lot of participants. But the watch hour, people who stay with me, that count toward my community watch hours, so that's why I'm constantly being on here. I do a lot of pre-recording show. I did that, like I was telling my audience, that pre-recorded show, that the only things that have to be done is to find time to edit it and put into like a time frame fragment. First day, because I'm a new YouTuber, I can't do a lot of feature like people who've been monetizing, people who already been monetizing, they have certain capacity, certain events, certain things, feature that they're allowed to do. But a new YouTuber like such myself, I'm still struggle just to balance, just trying to get the algorithm going. Minute that I fail to post something a day, they take my hour away. They've been doing that. I'm so upsetting. Sometimes when I do 2 shows a day, they still mistakenly take my hours away. So I'm like, let's deal with human, not computer, not robot, because robot can't do crap, right? So I'm sometimes, well, I send them the request that, hey, let's have my channel be reviewed by human, because your robot, she has dementia, because it seems like she's not functioning too well. She can't add the number, she can't add up the the hour right. So right now I'm just trying to be patient with YouTube. I'm sorry, YouTube, I'm just speaking the truth. Don't you trying to be anything funny, jeopardizing my channel. But I've been kind and bring all those what do you call it, free commercial, YouTube, it benefit from my show on there. The longer I'm on here, the more advertisement they get. So they should be thankful. So thank you, Chef Anna, for the free advertisement, money. So, but for TikTok, guess what? I already started a little money from TikTok. The last time, penny by penny, it's not by dollars, okay, penny by penny. So I already seen some dollar grows, like $3-4 grow on my TikTok. I can't believe it. They said, well, send us your payout information. I'm like, oh, cool. I'll do that. Let me learn to trust first whether that's legit. I'm gonna wait, because if I send the bank information and then something happened, same thing for YouTube. I earn like 40 something cents. I'm like, oh my goodness, I've been on YouTube since 2008. You're gonna give me 40 cents? Sorry. Let me go scrub the toilet and I'll earn a few dollars. And oh my goodness. But like I said, we do this for the love of it, and for the fun factor, to help us live longer, to make friends, to get connected with people online. And I go on a lot of people's live, and just to join in with them, because it takes a lot of doing, a lot of effort to do this. So especially cooking, like I said, first you have to go to supermarket, get the grocery, come home, cook, prepare, cook. If it's on live show, then whatever I messed up, you guys see it all. I can't go back and delete it. So, but it's pre-recorded. I just make it look pretty. Everything's perfect. I can speed up the conversation. When I forgot the line, I just chop it, and and I just edit it like nicely. Everything flow in perfection. I even add extra attachment here and there, transition. I did all that. I know how to use the editing program, so I'm cool. But with live show, whatever I did, if I cut myself, if all that, you see it all. So first I was worried. I don't worry anymore. If I make a boo-boo, it's a boo-boo. If I don't care anymore, it's fine. I just laugh about it. But anyway, okay. Love all you guys. Thank you for your kind, loving support. And have a good evening to you too, Damaged Kids, where you I know it's late in your town. And same thing with CC. CC probably dosed up already. Thank you so much for being on here with me.